What's going on, guys? It's me, Shukushu. We're back with another Musume video. Hope y'all had a good weekend. I don't know what's up with the slight pause, but yeah, hope y'all had a good weekend. Today's video, we will be going over the 5.5 anniversary banner, and that would be pretty much it before we go into comments. So I believe it's just the 5.5 anniversary which is Epiphanea. I think that's how you say it. I do want to just call her just Epiphany. Maybe that's just how you say it, but Epiphanea. I think that might be the way you say it for real. And then the 2 speed cards, if I'm not mistaken. Which I don't know if I'm surprised or yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Is it because they realize it's been a while since they released? Well, it hasn't been a while, right? What was the last speed card? Let me check. What was the last speed card? Oh, wow. Okay. It was Satono Diamond. And then Tap Dance City prior, before that, for a while. I guess. Yeah, it's been quite a bit for... well, Mr. CB, Chaser, I guess, and then assuming Euphoria would be the I want to say general replacement, just off the top of my head. But we'll see. We'll see once we go over the banner. Other than that, we also did get a rulership stamina card for the actual 5.5 anniversary support card that they release. And then after that, we do have the event up here. What, up here? Why isn't it rotating towards the event? Beyond Memories. I don't know if I'll be able to go over that, but yeah. Before we do jump into the banner overview, if you guys haven't joined our Discord server, link is down in the description down below. Now, we are just going to get started with this, simply because I did see, I did see the comments, or how many there was. And I already know why there's such a high amount, because my assumption is that Kazuki had probably went off and added replies on replies about maybe what the banners is, so that would probably be something that I skip over the comments, because this wouldn't be the first time. This definitely wouldn't be the first time. But before we do go over the comments, I do want to go over this banner. This is Epiphanea, and then this would be the 2 speed cards, Euphoria and Mr. CB. So starting off with Epiphanea at 3-star level 1, 92 speed, 90 stamina, 94 power, 93 guts, and 81 wise. At level 5, 5-star, 112 speed, 110 stamina, 115 power, 114 guts, and 99 wise. And then for the aptitudes, we have an A in turf, medium and long distance, as I would assume the preferred distance for her. She does have an E on mile. And then for her position, it is, I'm assuming, mainly a leader, because it's the only A. Then you have a B in between her, and then a D in runner or escape. For her growth rate, 10% on stamina, power, and wise, which... cool. And then for the unique skills, starting with the skill. For these skills, starting off with the unique skill, I don't know, it's a little early for me. Shine Bright, Explode, Supernova, Explosion in races, or for front runner, leaders, escape runner, however you want to call it. In races of 2,000 meters or longer, where the pace is slightly increased in the latter half, there is a short burst of acceleration during the final sprint. So essentially, as long as you use her as a, well, I don't see why you wouldn't use her as a leader. But if you want to use her as a escape as well, you can. And the unique would still work, as long as you're in medium distance race or higher, starting from 2,000 meters. 2,000 meters, which I believe is the shortest of the medium distance. But I find it interesting how it's front runner leader rather than leader betweener. Or I say front runner, but you get it. Runner and leader. Going over the innate skills now, starting off with Leap Premonition, which is this one. For leaders, if you're in the first half of the pack during the second half of the middle leg, your speed will slightly increase. Then we have Stubborn for leaders. After the first 5 seconds, but before the end of the middle leg, if you're overtaken or blocked from the side, you will get a slight speed boost. And then for the last innate skill, it's Presence for medium long distance at some point in the middle or beginning of the race. Being near the front will slightly increase your speed and allow you to recover a small amount of endurance. Then we have the Awakening skills at level 2. Go with the flow for leader betweener. At a random point during the second half of the middle leg, your speed will slightly increase. Level 3, Gamma Ray Burst for leader. If you're in the... Sounds like a... I feel like I have seen this skill before. I forgot from who though. Who was it before? I think it was... Who had this? Chrono. I could just look here. Chrono. I think that's the alternative Agnes Tachyon. Econodictus. The New Year's one. And then Epiphania. You can also get from the Fuji Kaseki Guts card, but it sounds like a Dragon Ball move. Gamma Ray Burst. I feel like there was something Gamma Ray also, if I'm remembering correctly. But for leaders, if you're in the first half of the pack during the second half of the middle leg, your speed will increase. Sorry, I got distracted. Level 4, no worries for leader. If you're in the first half of the pack at a random point during the first half of the middle leg, your speed will slightly increase. And then at level 5, we have aloof. At some point in the middle or beginning of the race, being near the front will increase your speed and slightly restore your endurance for medium long distance. Aloof. Transcendence, maybe? I guess you could call it aloof or transcendence, whichever you prefer. It's giving me... I see 2 different ones. I think I'm gonna just go with transcendence, maybe. Yeah, we'll just go with transcendence / aloof. But we're gonna start off with the evolved skills. We're gonna go with the evolved skills, starting off with Gamma Ray Burst, going into stars soaring through the sky. For leader and turf. If you're near the front of the race, your speed will increase somewhere towards the end. In races of 2,000 meters or longer, if you're in the leading group on the final straight, you move slightly ahead. So I guess you get a good speed boost. You get a speed boost. Another slight speed boost towards the end of the final straight, or in the final straight. For the conditions, have the fast learner status effect at the end of training, or get at least 3 skills for leader aptitude. And then the second one, have at least 800 wise. And then there are 2 more evolved skills. I don't know if we'll show both here. It does. It does, good. So from Transcendence or Aloof, Goes into, I believe this is the one. Oh yeah, because one is for medium distance and one is for long distance, from what it looks like. So this one is the leader medium distance one. Beyond the will of heaven, at some point in the middle of the race, if you're in the front, your speed will increase slightly, and then somewhere around the third corner before the final corner, you move slightly ahead for leader medium distance. For the conditions, win any G1 medium races 3 times and then have at least 800 power. And then for the long distance one, Eternal Heavens, being at the front somehow in the middle or early part of the race allows you to significantly increase your speed and recover your endurance for leader long distance. Have at least 600 stamina and get at least 2 skills for long distance aptitude. And that is pretty much it for Epiphania. Honestly, I would pull for her. I don't mind. I think when she was shown through the news, I think also besides rulership, I did say that. Well, I know I said it for rulership, but I believe I said this when I saw her in the news, whenever she was introduced, that she looked like a happier version of Cheval. At least what it seemed. At least that's what it seemed. Well, let's go take a look at the support cards real quick. We do have the free 10 pull. Starting off with Euphoria. Let's take a look here. What? Actually, might want the other to help me look at this. So I do see some leader skills, obviously, but I want to see if it's like Almond Eye and it's both a general and leader. Yeah, medium distance, leader. But I do see for the gold skills. Wait, there's actually a good amount of gold skills, huh? Because it looks like you could get general and medium distance, general and leader, and then general and leader again. Just a second one. Just like this leader skill is acceleration instead of speed. So I guess you could say it's general leader for the most part, or general leader / medium distance. Yeah. And then obviously Mr. CB should be chaser. She should be a chaser speed card. If it isn't, I would be surprised. Yeah, chaser. I guess we're starting to get 3 choices. I think that's what it's starting to look like. Let me see. Can I see anything here? No. Yeah, it looks like there are 3 choices also. You can get 2 I think 2 chaser skills, 2 chaser gold skills, or a chaser and medium distance, or a chaser and long distance. So this would be nice. Honestly, I guess technically I could use both, but I never really end up being able to get both. Well, I can, but one of them will probably be the only one that gets limit broken. Or max limit broken, maybe. Just maybe. But you can't really say no. 2 to speed cards, especially if you use chasers, then obviously you might want the chaser, or even just have both, because you could use the Euphoria one technically also for general and medium distance. So you could technically have both of them if you so choose to. But let's quickly look over this, see what it's all about. Obviously, I don't think I'll be able to see the event missions like I haven't been recently. But like I would say for the event missions, okay, this isn't what it was. This is a different. I thought we were getting a story mission, but I mean technically it is a world wide rather than a story. As you can see, this goes up. So never mind. Never mind. I guess now we can just go. Yeah, we'll just go with the polls, I guess. The free polls. So we'll start with this, and then I'll do the tickets also, just so I can get a little head start on my polls. Just the pink tickets though. We did see that the thing was rainbow, so we are getting a card here. Just where? There it is. Well, I ended up getting a guts card. Not what I wanted, but I think we have like 20 something on the pink tickets, so we'll just use those, see how it goes, and then after I'll probably use my tickets also to see if I can get Epiphania. So okay, nothing there, and then another 10, and then maybe if we get two more later on, I'll probably just keep adding towards my pity. Oh, okay, we got Euphoria. Imagine we get 2 Euphorias. The reason why I'm leaning towards Euphoria is because it's more general. But we'll see. As you guys see, I never have gotten the OG Tazuna card. I was gonna say. All right. All right. So we ended up getting Euphoria fairly early in our third pull. I could technically keep going, but nah, I'm gonna just chill for a bit. I do have also gold tickets over here. Let's go see if we can get any SSR cards, or at least one from the 3 tickets. I think it's been a while since I've gotten something from the gold tickets, whether it's the support card or Uma. I do have another 3 here, but this time on the Uma side. I don't know why part of me is like saying I should probably try my my ticket pulls on the Epiphania banner, but let's just use these gold tickets real quick. And then one more, and then after we'll just go over to comments. And then who knows? Maybe we do end up with Epiphania. I'm just using the tickets for now because I don't know if I'll have any leftover. Well, I should have some leftover carrots, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with the 20 tickets we'll use. So 2 temples. We'll see. We'll see. Oh. Oh, Eclipse first, the rest nowhere. I haven't seen that in a long while. It's the next pull. I haven't seen that in a long, long while. That is Teo. That is the festival Teo that I've been missing. That is the festival Teo that I've been missing. And I believe there's a long distance one too, so perfect timing once we start focusing on long distance, I think. Alright, yeah. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Because that basically completes all the Teos. What's that? The island? It is. Well, I didn't expect to. Wow. I mean, technically, I would have been fine with just getting Epiphanea, but getting Teo was kind of a win for me. This is just a bonus. That is just a bonus. Fucking. What's her name again? What was her name? Why am I blanking out? Was it? Oh wait, Ines Fujin. Let's use another 10 tickets because we want to see if we can get Epiphanea, but I'm not completely mad, or I'm not against that pull, not at all, because I did get to get Teo. Who will we end up with? Another Rainbow Gate, or will that be it for this video, and I'll just update you guys in future videos on how my pulls went for the support cards? Because I mean, technically I can put in what, since I did 2, I think 8 more 10 pulls, I could technically get it out of the way and see how it goes. Technically, it's pretty much the free pulls would be half pity, right? So yeah, technically I could do about 8 more just to see if I can get it out of the way. But I'll be patient. But I will be patient. Oh, and then yeah, if you guys didn't see it yet, the rulership. What? Okay, I was like, what was the button again? The rulership stamina card looks like, if you guys haven't seen it yet, this. It's funny how they made it rulership, but Epiphanea is in the middle. But other than that, yeah, I think this would be the perfect time for me to go over the comments now. There is going to be a good amount, so I'll try to make my responses a little bit shorter and then just only reply to something that doesn't seem repetitive, or like in the past, if it seems like it's just a back and forth conversation between 2, I probably most likely won't go over it if it doesn't exactly concern me, or yeah, along those lines. But let me just refresh it just to make sure. But yeah, if you guys do want to stick around and listen to me go over the comments that were posted over the weekend from Friday's video, feel free to do so. If not, totally get it, especially if you guys didn't post a comment yourself. But if you guys do want me to go over a comment or your comment in a future video, just leave it down in the comment section down below. As long as appropriate, I'll go over it. And with that being said, there is quite a bit of comments. There is quite a bit of comments. So I think the order will be okay. I think I got the order. Starting off with Osta's, since this for some odd reason his comment got duped. I think I took a look at Enfield 1.5 and I have two thoughts. First, regarding the name Typhon from the original, they just added a couple of letters and got Typhos? Not exactly a stroke of genius, to put it mildly. Second, the new 5-star unit. He looks... I don't even know how to describe the Christmas monstrosity. I don't think I've seen the 5-star. But I've already seen the Typhon / Typhos character. I have seen it. Nova says, I would call her Typhoid. That rerun banner is meh. They are adding pity carryover only for the rerun banner, which is like, okay. I don't think I'll ever pull on a rerun banner in Enfield. Same. Let me actually, I'm actually curious. What is the 1.5? I haven't seen this live stream summary. Because normally I do at least check the summary. I guess it is her, I guess. Okay, so it is a snow area. Does that mean maybe, just maybe, we temporarily go back to Wuling for the Fairmont proxies release, maybe? I don't know. And what is a nature unit? Honestly, if I looked at it, I wouldn't think nature unit. If I'm gonna be honest. If I'm gonna be honest, but will I pull? I don't know. But on a rerun banner, I don't think I'll ever pull. Also, because I'm basically skipping banners for the sake of skipping banners. But thank you, Austin, for the comment. I don't know if you have another one. Ooh, I feel like sneezing. Ooh. Anyways, let me make sure there aren't any other comments from Asta, just because there are a lot of comments in the last video, but because also sometimes they swap or they don't change the what is it called? The icons or the, I guess, profile pic. If you don't change it, whatever. Because sometimes even if it's a different person, it will, for whatever reason, be pink or whatever. But thank you, Asta, for the comment, and Noah for replying to Asta's comment. Next comment we'll be going over is from Tanoki. I'm just making sure. Just making sure. Watching random VTubers streaming League of Heroes is kind of like watching sports to a lesser extent. It's scratching a different itch. Watching nutcases duking it out is an enjoyment from scoring a 6 goal yourself. It's kind of funny because just like most spectator events, there's people in Discord actually hate watching and celebrating when people lose points. I guess I could see the watching sports to a lesser extent, but I guess knowing that it isn't, essentially because they're just we play the game ourselves. To me, I don't see it that way. I'll always be honest, I don't exactly see it that way. Because it'll technically be like me watching someone play NBA 2K or any other sports game. Just based off your description. It does for me, it doesn't scratch a different itch, so to speak. Like I said, it doesn't just not use, well, we can use Uma, we can use any other games for the most part as an example. I don't necessarily watch, if it's a game I play or have played, if it's a single player game, I won't normally watch it. So yeah, that's just me though. It's just me though. Most of the time, if I were to watch gameplay of Let's Plays or other YouTubers watching or playing games, it would most likely be a game that I haven't played myself. Most likely. Or if it's a game I know I'm not gonna end up playing, but it interests me, I'll end up watching it. Yeah, but even for gacha games I play, it's in the same boat. I don't normally watch I don't normally watch things related to it. I think I said this, unless it's like me looking for like a guide or walkthrough for a game I played, or trying to get somewhere or a mission where I'm lost, like completely lost. Like I've been doing it for hours and I don't know what the heck I'm doing, type of deal. I'll most likely search it up, but other than that, I will most likely not watch another person play the same game that I'm playing. Well, yeah, me and Kazuki was just chatting. No need to cover it if you feel like you wouldn't add to the convo. I notice this sometimes when I put up a random stream in the background and the streamer be confused when I just be chatting with another chatter or random chatter. I think a funny moment was when they suddenly ask, wait, why didn't you guys tell me chat was on screen? I'm not crap posting to be shown on screen. I'm crap posting for the love of the game. That, and I'm not looking at the video. You may say for the love of the game, but a lot of people I would assume won't take it that way. I would assume. Because I guess if you are essentially saying crappy things about it, even though if it's for the love of the game, yeah, if people don't know that, they'll definitely take it the wrong way. Kind of like how, but Nova responded, just said okay, and then Tanoki just says okay. I guess I will also just say okay. Okay. Also, another reason I want to possibly quickly go as fast as possible to these comments is I don't know if it's gonna have the same problem as last week, where for whatever reason my videos were uploading like it will take us double the time or a little bit longer than double time to upload. So that's another thing. But people seem to be up in arms for the Apocalypse Half Annie announcement. I feel a little dirty at the time, but turns out people hated it more than me. This sat better with me compared to the fifth Annie because it's really a continuation of what's been happening. Underwhelming overall, they got chasers up to runner level instead of dead in the water. Leaders got another buff. Yeah, I'm not gonna finish that part. Nova says, this is a sign that you'll be quitting Uma soon, in response to Tanoki. And then Half Annie wasn't meant to be more exciting than the actual Annie. I'm not sure why they are mad, but it doesn't affect me that then I'm not gonna bother looking into it. And then Tanoki says, to be fair, the only time side games did stuff is when JP people get up in arms. Whether they get up in arms about the right things is another matter. Well, I have the same stance as Nova. I've made this loud and clear for my stance when it comes to gacha games and what the community thinks. The main example I use heavily was basically the Genshin community, or Hoyo, especially Genshin. And basically whatever people say, however people feel, whether it's negative or hate towards a certain update or release of whatever, or drama, if it doesn't affect me and I'm still enjoying the game as it is, it's not gonna matter to me. I'm still gonna play the game, and I'm still gonna, if I want to pull, I'm gonna pull. And that's just how it is. So yeah, I don't care if people are up in arms about it. That is what they think. That is what they personally feel, unless they are bandwagoning and just complaining for the sake of complaining, which also could be the case. Because like I said, when I was ranting about gachas and people quitting or not even giving the game a chance because of one person, you know, starting it, then people will just follow. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. So that's why I generally don't care when it comes to what people think. The only opinion that matters at the end of the day is how you feel towards the game, because you're the one playing it, and that's just how I see it. I just don't see how you can judge something based off what people has said, especially if said person or other people hasn't tried it yet. In this case, if people are not liking the banner or update or whatever for the game, that's just how it's gonna be. That's just how it's gonna be. Because what, you know what's gonna happen? The banners are just gonna pass by and people are just gonna move on to the next one or whatever they're gonna pull for next time, unless they're that butthurt about the update that they're just gonna quit. Which to me, you already know how I feel about people quitting for stupid reasons. So yeah, I'm just like Nova said, it doesn't affect me, then I'm not gonna bother looking into it. Which essentially I never really look into like drama or complaints, because usually I randomly find it. Hence the comment section. Now some people will probably mention something. Nova has mentioned gotcha dramas, and then whether or not I do decide to click it whenever it pops up on YouTube or Twitter. That's just how it is, for me at least. But will it ultimately affect me? Hell nah. Hell nah. I'll keep playing until I feel bothered by it. But thank you, Tanoki, for the comments, and Nova for replying. I believe that was it. There was nothing, no one else. Next comments will be from Kazuki, and then after will be from Nova. The first comment from Kazuki, I'm gonna use Bubblegum Fellow OG, Taiki Shoto OG, Almadai, Daring Heart for the upcoming Milesium. I thought about Bubblegum Fellow again. Thought about it. Not sure if I will. Not sure if I will. I might use Daring Heart also. I might use her also if I can train one. Also, for the recommended stats for the upcoming Musume is this. I mean, 2150 speed, 1000 to 1200. That's basically what I said about mine. 1300 power, 1200 guts, and 1600 wise. I mean, this wouldn't even get you a US if I'm not mistaken, because I've pretty much gotten like 2200 speed, in between like 1100 stamina, 15 or no, even 1700 power, 1200 to like 1300 guts, and 14 to 1500 of wise, and it still wasn't a US. So those may be the recommended stats, but at the end of the day, you're probably most likely gonna pass them. I don't know if the power will change to 1600. As for why it's up to 1200 for stamina, is because it's for Great Escape Suzuka. She needs a ton of stamina to get Great Escape successful. I mean, that's if you're gonna get Great Escape, you usually just want to get as much stamina as you want. But I wouldn't necessarily, in my opinion, with the recommended stats, I wouldn't necessarily be following it to the T, because well, one main reason is these are probably most likely the low end of the recommended stats, I would say. Well, for the most part. Because I have gotten a higher average than whatever this is, and it was still a US, so that's why I would say this is on the lower end of recommendation for especially power. Power should be, I would say, 15 plus. And then guts, because it's mile distance, probably a little bit higher than 1200, depending on how you focus on stamina. That's why I've been trying to train without the stamina card, which generally works if we're gonna go off whatever recommendation stamina you have here, which is basically what I said. I would like it to have 1000 to 1200, but I've been getting around 1100, and in turn my guts would be a little bit higher than 1200. So next one says, even JP bros are disappointed and sad that TAC is not the UMA featured for 5.5 Annie. Nah, bro, it's hopeless. It's TAC Jover. Maybe, I mean, I guess since they did put Daring Heart as a random banner in between, they might just do the same thing for TAC, or I think that might be the case, because what next time would be like the scenario in October, and then what's next after that? It's gonna be a while. So yeah, if it wasn't gonna be here, it's gonna be a random time, a random banner in between, I would say. Noah says, you know what's worse? TAC appearing off season. I don't know what you mean by off season. I think you just mean just like the random banners, right? Yeah, that's most likely the case, I would say. Double speed card on half Annie, didn't see that coming, so surprised, not gonna lie. I already went over it, so I'm not surprised by the comment. This is what I meant. There's probably going to be comments from Kazuki talking about the banners, even though I'm most likely going to go over the banners before the comments. So Nova says, leaders are eating good. If you want to win, just leader. Leaders are always eating good. Let's not forget that. Kazuki says, follow the leader. They're cracked now. Chasers have signs of life, and the new Chaser speed card is a saver for chasers. I mean, it's been a while since they released one, so it's just about time. Noah says, but man, I don't use chasers often. Maybe Shushu will have the advantage. Yeah, if I end up getting max limit broken of the card itself, but if I don't, then it doesn't matter, right? And I did end up getting Euphoria, so Kazuki says I don't use them too, in betweener a little for runner since my support card deck is leader. So yeah, I mean, yeah, best my best setup right now is for leaders. Technically I could still use whatever I have for chasers and all that, but my worst one is definitely on the runners. Nova says just leader wall and it's an easy win. And then Kazuki says, but don't get me wrong, I like betweeners, but don't have the right support cards for them. Well, I mean, I will say it. A lot of the times you be pulling on the banners that you say that you call yourself a scam banner, which in turn weren't cards for betweeners. Dare I say it. Can't really complain when you made your decisions on to pull for a banner that you said that essentially call it a scam banner. So it's like, but why? Special Week's Bloodline Euphoria also Phalaenopsis, same generation as Special Week. I have no idea who Phalaenopsis is. It looks like Euphoria stole the spotlight and my heart. Sorry, dang tack. My priority is Euphoria now. Kazuki. Yeah, this is weird. So Kazuki added a reply to his comment, but it has the pink N icon right beside it, even though it says Kazuki. That's why I wanted to double check the comments. But he also says, also the other two black hair beauties, I need to pull for them. If you don't put a name, I won't know who you're talking about. Quality of life improved and new features added. WSI games. I actually didn't. I did skim over the live stream stuff on the news, but I didn't see what they did. McQueen OG will receive her level 7 soon. I did see that. I think it will be for long CM and League of Heroes. She will be strong for long distance. I mean, kind of like how Suzuka right now is good for the mile distance. Or if not, then for medium distance. I would say that McQueen... I mean, McQueen has been pretty much known for long distance, so I wouldn't be... I wouldn't be surprised if it's more long distance focus. Currently on 24k carats, as usual, free 6k from login. I don't know how I ended up passing you, because I felt like you had more than me for a while. And I have 28k right now. So I don't know what happened. 100 free pulls, so overall 45k. I just hope I can get another 15k for the upcoming event so that I can get 2 sparks. 60k carats overall. You do realize the new scenarios in 2 months. But I mean, would this be any difference from how you've been approaching your polls? Nah. So you do you. And I just hope that I will not get cooked during the polling session. Please, side games, I need this. My account is kind of homeless. Nova says, but you have to remember that scenario changes in 2 months. Your 60k is going to go away. That is exactly what I just said, Nova. We be thinking alike. We be thinking alike. Kazuki says, well, that's the free-to-play way of life. Nothing new here, just putting my fate to luck. I think you need to possibly maybe try and control yourself a little bit more. Otherwise, this will just be the cycle you'll be going through for who knows how long until you decide to just pull when you need to pull. And then Nova says, I was there once. It was scary for sure. Yes, somehow it was scary for the guy who had over 100k as a free-to-play player. Ooh, scary. And then went on a, well, technically still going. Only had like 2 or 3 hiccups along the way. Over 2.5 years of pulling for all the Umas and support cards. Probably like 2 or 3 at most. We're going to pity, and a good amount of that time was you being a free to play. So I don't know what you're saying, Nova. I don't know what you're saying. There's a new Uma that I'm interested in, two of them, but I don't know their names. But they're featured on the Pocket Live today. Phalaenopsis and Euphoria. Well, Phalaenopsis, Mare, black hair beauty, Euphoria, Stallion looks like FMC on a romance, or it looks like a female main character. I was like FMC on a romance manga, and I fell in love at first sight on her, and then I guess her name's just Genuine. So these are Phalaenopsis and Genuine are the two black hair beauties you're talking about, I guess. Old Horse, born on 1992. And if you're gonna say 1992 is old, I guess that makes me old, being a 90s kid. Early 90s kid, too. And recently introduced to Uma Musume's Star Blossom manga. Oh, so she's part of the... Okay. I need this 3 and I won't skip them. Sorry, Daring Tack, but you're a legend now. Change priority to Euphoria chat. Now, I won't be surprised if you still pull for Daring Tack, just based how you've been pulling in past banners. Alright, change of plan. I'll pull for the half Annie cards. It's both speed cards. Chaser medium long and leader medium. Is Almond speed card gonna be power creep now or not? Also no Daring Tack. It's Epiphanea, so skip feature. Uma and half Annie. I would say that this would be technically the power creep if you care about it so much, because I don't care about it. Because power creep is normal in said gacha games, so I don't necessarily care about the idea of power creep if it's just something that's been normalized in gacha. But yeah, it's pretty much the power creep. You said it yourself, leader medium, but also a hint of general, just based off going what I went over. Yeah, it says basically, yeah, I'm not gonna go over the replies. It's basically about the support cards, and I already went over it, so I don't need to repeat what I already said. 200 pulls in, and I got. You already went for 200 pulls? You already did a whole spark? How did you even do a whole spark? I'm assuming tickets and your pulls then. Anyways, LB1 tap dance speed, LB3 Dodo stamina. 2, I guess, trash cards. LB0 Mr. CB speed card, and LB1 Euphoria speed card. 90 more free pulls in a dream. And hoping to get more carrots on the events for 2 sparks. I don't know. You could have just waited, but I guess not, knowing it's you for whatever reason. So should I MLB Dodo first using the Rainbow Crystal Limit Break? Got lucky for Euphoria when I got her first copy, the night background up here. I still haven't seen it. Can I consider this lucky? Kind of. Lucky but unlucky, since I got those 2 meta cards off banner, Tap Dance and Dodo at the same time, and I got the featured support card, though not MLB. I would say lucky because the fact that you still got cards instead of just not getting any, it's already lucky. Because if you think about it this way, there's a chance you could literally go all the way to 200 pulls without getting a single SSR card, if you want to put it that way. Because how many times have you gone pulls without? Because look, you got what? All those cards and 200. Just imagine only getting the pity one after you reach 200. So yeah, it would be lucky, I would say. It would be lucky, I say. But thank you Kazuki, for the comments. Appreciate it as always, and Noah for replying. And now lastly, well, let me refresh once and see if there are any newer comments. And I'm gonna try and go through the rest of the comments as fast as possible. But first one says from Nova, well, Shushu, guess I'll be doing NT and we will update this weekend and feel next banner announced. And it seems to be just one banner and a rerun. All right, so it's pretty much just like the Fongi patch then. They nerfed my girl, but it is what it is. The one they're releasing? I don't know what you mean by nerf, so... But it is what it is. Exploration and story will have to be done this weekend. Then it's time to focus on Mongol. I've been focusing on Genshin because... Oh, I didn't talk about it. I did finish the story, and I will admit I really, really like the Snezhnaya story. And I finally saw the Sarita. I want to pull for her. Well, in defense to all the other arc, I did pull for every other Archon except for Venti. So it's not like I wasn't gonna pull for the Archon. I usually end up pulling for the Archons, but after seeing her, I do want to pull for the Sarita. But I'll be honest, I do like the Snezhnayan characters. I did end up liking Odette a lot, and then Vodyanitsa. Snezhnaya is up there. Snezhnaya's up there. Obviously, I think I prefer it over the Nodcry story so far. And then I did see Renova, and I don't know why people... Okay. So this is the funny thing I'm going to say. A lot of people were complaining about the shooter aspect that Genshin added, saying that the controls were hard and all that. And this is what I gotta say to those people, if you're one of those people anywhere in the comment or watching. If you're one of those who complained about the controls, you are basically making it known that you guys have never played a single shooter game in your whole entire life. Because those controls were nothing but just the basic shooter controls for any other shooter game. Pretty much. Shift to run, right click to aim, left click to shoot. R to reload. I'm assuming the controls for the controller would be probably similar. Left trigger to aim, right trigger to shoot. You're moving with the joysticks. You're probably pressing down on the left joystick to sprint. I don't know what the heck the difference is between this and probably... The controls are similar to Call of Duty, just in third-person aspect. So I would say maybe more like Gears of War if you're, or whatever third-person shooters you've played in the past, if you played. I guess one comparison would also be like Fortnite without the building, if you really want to go down that line. So yeah, if you are complaining about the shooter controls, even though they're like the most basic of basic shooter controls, you've just basically shown to everyone that you guys have never played a shooter game in the past at all. That's just how I see it. 5 hours Wuwa story means that's a Saturday thing. Oof. Then again, it's all about the other content I need to wrap up, so that's going to be like 8 hours. I need to lock in on my gotchas. That's exactly what I've been doing. That's exactly what I've been doing the past few weeks. Because right now I've been, after the Snezhnayan story, I decided I did 3 world quests to help me expand upon the map of Snezhnaya. And then basically some 3 other things that will require me doing exploration in Genshin. And then right now I'm doing the world quests in the moon with Columbina. Because I'll admit Nodcry kind of phased myself away from the game, except I just did dailies and events. And nothing story related, that's why I was so behind. And then before Nodcry, I was doing a lot of stuff on Natlan. But there are still things I can do in that land. But yeah, I pretty much have been trying to catch up on most of my gacha games or lock in on all of them and try not to fall behind. Somebody made a short on YouTube that there's a zipline feature in Genshin, Enfield, and Wuwa. Wuwa? I mean, if you're talking about the things where you're in midair and you just jump towards like different stuff, I wouldn't technically call that a zipline, but I don't know what you're talking about, zipline. Because we obviously have the grapple gun in a sense already. So I don't know. I don't know they had it in Genshin, but Wuwa Showcase is weird. They showed a rover grappling hooking to different points, but that's not ziplining. Oh. Then yeah, Wuwa doesn't have it. I literally just said that was the only thing that's close, more remotely close to ziplining. So yeah, Wuwa's not doesn't count. In Genshin, it essentially is the same as Enfield, except you don't have to. It's easier. You don't need power or whatever. So you just need, I forgot what it's called, premium ice or something like that. It's just an Snezhnaya thing. It's something you get in Snezhnaya. Looks like people are doom posting Wuwa yet again. No events and dissatisfaction with the plot. It's gonna be like this for a while, unfortunately. I am disappointed that the optimization hasn't been implemented yet. It's not in this patch, but coming soon. It's fine. It's coming soon. I mean, I get the whole no events thing. I mean, I was literally saying my only complaint for Enfield was the fact that it rarely has events. So if Wuwa doesn't have events, I can see why people pretty much do the doom posting. But they did release like 1 or 2 events over the weekends, so I think it's like I said on Friday or so that maybe they were just gonna post the events later on. It's not much, but it's still something. Excuse me, I don't know what happened. I mean, we're still literally in the beginning of the Mengzhou story, so we literally it's not like the main part of Mengzhou. That's all I gotta say. It looks like GFL2 is introducing the remodel system just like in GFL1 and NeuroCloud. Basically, they'll give remodels to the old characters, staying off with Nameless. I'm gonna have to remodel them all like I did for the other games. I'm gonna have to just see it for myself. It would be cool if the Genshin finale is the Avengers with all the Archons and Fatui working together to defeat the Shades. I'm gonna be hyped. Shades? You mean the Abyss? I will say this. Besides the Abyss, I feel like this is how I feel how I feel Genshin is. Because based off the relationships from the Traveler and Fatui, it definitely feels like we're just basically like an honorary member, because you know, honorary Knight of Mondstadt, honorary member, or the Knights of Favonius, but honorary member of the Fatui. That's how it feels like, because we're Child's comrade, we're close friends with the former Harbinger Columbina or Sandrone, we're close with them. And even Odette, who's a Fatui member. So, and we've worked with them and helped them out. It was like literally just and then also one of the what was his name? The Jester? Forgot his name. But another Fatui member who was basically like the captain, who's Conrian. So yeah, I'm very interested in. And then we also got Paimon lore. That's amazing. Paimon lore, like where Paimon came from and all that. So basically, what I feel like the main enemy is the heavenly principles, based off how the vibes I'm getting in the story right now. So I haven't been this excited for Genshin story Well, I like Nod Cry, and I did say Natlan was a story that I liked a lot. But I will say, like I said, Genshin story just kept getting better in my opinion. They nerfed the heck out of the delivery in NTE with this patch. They did. So I'm gonna have to look for other ways to make fawns now. I'm guessing it's gonna be via the other mini games. I'm scared, Shushu. What if I don't like the others? I had fun playing the volleyball, but that's only like the it's pretty much just like the cafe one where you get stars and all that. So I don't know how long I'll be able to do it. But I was enjoying the volleyball one. I think eventually, once the mini games are done, if it's like that, then I'll just end up doing the Uber for a very, very long time. And the other thing they added for GFL 2 is a banner that lets you choose characters from before Robella release. I was disappointed that Sakura wasn't in the list, but Perry is. I think I'll get her for collection's sake. I might be able to own all the characters in GFL 2. The rerun banner usually has no 50-50, and that's great. Well, wasn't Sakura released after Robella? I'm fairly certain Sakura was released after Robella, so I wouldn't be. So I'm not surprised that's the case. Contarella is the mama. Chun-Li is a close second though. I would say Shin or Hishin is more closer, if not equal, to Contarella over Chun-Li. You just have to play the story. You just have to play the story. But yeah, I still give it a Contarella. Nova says, continue on. Zanko paid skin is still getting to me. I am looking at it like a Hattori, and man, she looks fantastic. And I don't mind a Japanese outfit, but Western ones can be hot too. But I'll be honest. To me, the more Japanese outfits stick more out to me because Western ones, even though they can be good, it's kind of more normal to see in a way, being from the West. Eugen keeps talking about shapes, and I'm like, if it's big, why care about shapes? Hiccups when. I do remember that Eugen did talk about the shape and all that. I'm just like, bro, I think it's a little too much to go deep into it. You either like it big or not, which in this case Eugen doesn't. It seems like I said, I'm just in the middle. I am just in the middle. But imagine a world where Uma has no RNG. That would be a godsend. 3 trainings per CM and League of Heroes. And then Kazuki says, that's why it makes it challenging, and I'll keep trying and trying to get the ace. Good Uma run. And it's worth the patience. Though if I didn't get it, then it is what it is. A decent one would be good enough. I'll just take the carrots two for my savings and get more support cards and improve my support card decks. That's kind of funny of you to say, Kazuki, because you still were, apparently what it seemed like, you were blindsided or surprised by the fact of the RNG of training after a month of playing. So I expect not to really be bothered by the RNG of the game moving forward, if that's how it is now, how you see it now. Nova says, yep, Uma is all about collecting rocks. Tanoki says, that's just meant. I would still say Make Any Track still gets RNG. Because you still sometimes have to worry about the RNG of which stat is getting the rainbow training, right? And then Nova says in response to Tanoki that we don't talk about that, so well, that's for you guys. Like I said, I didn't mind it. It just so happens that majority of the community didn't like it. Does a Singapore rainbow make Kazuki a lucky mustard? If he can do it If he had gotten the character, sure, but it still doesn't. To me, it still doesn't add up to your 2+ years of going only to pity like 3 times. So no, I still stand strong on you being the lucky mustard, no matter what. Kazuki still has a long way to go to top you off. My only curiosity is how can a free-to-play afford to pull on every banner? I think even luck has its limits. Well, I don't know if we're talking about Kazuki's alt account, because if he doesn't play on his alt account, if we're just talking about Uma in general, I think this is in response to Kazuki or your comment when I replied to it about Kazuki, how's Kazuki's alt pulling in all these banners. I don't know. If he doesn't really play his alt account or plays alt account at all, I don't know how it's been pulling this whole time. But he did say himself that most of his good stuff is in the main account, so his alt account is simply just there to taunt him for the stuff that he didn't get or didn't max limit break. So it is what it is. Nova says, Tanoki, I don't care about the rankings. I just want more rocks. Then Tanoki says, which comment was this replying to? Nova says, Shushu reading yours. And then Tanoki says, but rankings is rocks, but other people duking it out wouldn't affect rocks. Well, technically each person is one position, but they do feel very far removed. Oh, let's put it this way, Tanoki. You were naming rankings that I don't see myself essentially reaching, I guess, because I haven't even reached plat 4 a single time. So my normal ranking would be between, or placements would be between, will be the highest plat 3, obviously, because I have gone plat 2, but normally just plat 3. So even if I did reach plat 4, I know for a fact that me caring about the rankings above where I am even reaching plat 4 would probably be something I don't care about, because I probably have accepted already the fact that I haven't reached it or won't reach it at all. So even if it did relate to getting more rocks or carrots, if I already know that I won't be reaching that point in rankings, then what's the whole point of me caring about the rankings to begin with? That's just how I see it. Noah says, yeah, we don't do numbers here. Well, at the end of the day, yeah, CM, all I cared about was participating and hoping I get into Group B at least. Even though the goal is still to win in Group A, try to make it there. And then League of Heroes was simply just participate in whatever I get. I never really cared about rankings or whatsoever, or any other numbers as much in Pretty Derby. I already made that clear before. I'll make it clear again right now. I'm assuming it's the points deducted overall from each ticket. 1K is the max points, so the minus is just the points that's been lost from each ticket. Yeah, so basically getting any other placement under first place. So I guess that's what, 2nd to 4th. I don't think I've seen lower than 4th. We talked about Claire a lot, but we talking about Claire a lot, but the character literally after her is another stunner, and I don't care if she's meta or not, because her design, yuck for me. I'm skipping. Yes, we do be talking about Claire a lot, because I do want to see if she, well, because 1, she is the new type. 2, I want to see if she'll work with Sigrid in any way or shape or form before Claire's banner comes out, and then that'll ultimately decide if I pull for Sigrid or not. As for the other character, I don't really know. No, looks like Su is not coming out for a while. Oh god, they might save her for the anniversary. Does that mean we'll end up back in ruling like I said earlier? I feel like there might be one more ruling edition we can have. Gotchas that I have some interest about. I'd have to say PGR and Limbus Company. I tried both at one point, but I was just shopping back then. Yeah, if you really want to reach 100, you kind of might want to try games or play the games that you were originally interested in but never really gave it too much of a chance. That way you can, you never know if you really are into the game or not, I guess. If you end up fading away from it or dropping it, then it is what it is. Then it is what it is. But other than that, I don't think you'll reach 100 if you're gonna go this slow pace. Just picking and waiting. I'd say I'm just focused on building Zonko now until 1.4. Everyone else is just waiting for weekly boss mats to level Esper at Esper level, then wait for reset again. True. It doesn't help that Zonko does the debt collector because now it's like, do I go with Morphix for like Eroi, or do I go with the Widow one for the others? So it is what it is. And mine is level 80 already, my Zonko, and her arc is close to 80. It's 72. Yes, 72. But it doesn't matter if her Esper abilities are still like low, so still gotta farm. Oh, they are doing a Hattori rerun with no skins for her. Yeah, because if they're already rerunning Natalie, then they're gonna rerun Hattori already. And yeah, no skins. Therefore, I still believe that I will always still believe that the devs have something against Hattori. Because they release a Chaos Summer skin, but Hattori gets a whole lot of nothing. Like every character that's been released has gotten a paid skin. Natalie, Lacrimosa, Chaos Now, Shinku with the dragon one, and the other, I think it was a summer fit also, and then Eroi, now Zonko. So yeah, you can't convince me that they don't hate Hattori, because why is she the only one without a paid skin? So yeah. The review for the new Uma and support cards are here. Not really keen on the Speed Chaser, but I'll get to MOB for sure. For the lulls, as for the Uma herself, I think I'm 60% interested, so I'm pulling. It's not tack, unfortunately, and now I'm afraid CG will just put her on a surprise Uma whenever they need to squeeze more rocks from us. Tanoki says surprise tack in September or December. Maybe. And then Nova says, I'm screwed. Finish NT's story. Whoa, is this the last comment? Because if it is, then yeah, I'll go over it. Because it's a bit long. Okay, it is the last one. I said I wanted to record this video shorter, but we're almost to an hour and a half. So yeah, let me go over this last comment real quick, and then refresh, see if there's any more comments, and then end the video. Finished the NT story just now, and I'm feeling kinda whoa. First off, my waifu Madam T got killed, so that's lovely. I mean, it wouldn't be a first since you somehow always end up really liking the villains. But something tells me that she will be back. We'll see. Also, the setting for this chapter is dark and depressing, honestly. I think they did a pretty good job conveying the atmosphere of this Hunger Games. Also, the Godzilla reference is pretty hilarious. I'd love to spend more time on that map just to knock down more buildings and stuff. As for the new character reveals, I do want to pull for the blue twin tail lady. I do also. I mean, this was the character I said like way early in NT when that she basically reminded me of Yuno. And I was gonna pull for anyway, so I mean her name is Nasha. Definitely pulling for her. As for the ghost girl, I'm not sure. I tried her out in the boss fight, and I'm thinking that she's a support, but how much of an impact she'll have for the teams I have, it's just something I'll have to wait and see. I would assume she works with maybe Zonko. Maybe. But yeah, I don't think I'll pull for her just because of 1.4 coming up. I actually think the ending fits the end of the first arc of the story, since now we kind of know what Daffy's motives are. Yeah, her actions were explained. I just don't know if they'll expand Zonko's relevance to Coco, or is this just going to be a Frolova thing where she is playable, but she doesn't interact with the protag at all thereafter. Well, considering the other girl was given a chance because she did help the Bureau at the end by setting the other people or saving the other people. I would say that maybe she might have some relevance. There's still a chance. Better than any other of the villain characters in the past. Plus, I would think maybe also for the fact that I don't know. They released her as a character, but yeah, it's like you said about Frolova. It could be another Frolova thing. I think that some of the in-game animations are well done, but there are segments in the story where the conversation was kind of meh for me. I was surprised at the end with the revelation of Code Zero, but then Coco's name is just that. I have to save the exploration and events for another day, though. I had enough time spent on leveling Zonko to 80 as it is. The weapon leveling kind of hurts too. Yeah, like I said, I already got Zonko to 80, and her weapon or arc close to 80. I mean, I wouldn't say the conversations was kind of meh. I mean, at one point, there's always in the story where the cutscenes or they're just talking kind of just goes on. That's just kind of just how I see it. But I would still listen and pay attention just in case, for lore reasons. If I had missed something, then it's something I just didn't remember. But other than that, let me refresh. That is it. That is it for all the comments. So thank you, Nova, Kazuki, Tanoki, and Asta for all the comments. Appreciate it as always. And with that being said, guys, that is going to be the end of this video. If you guys didn't make it this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and what? I don't know why. I just took a glimpse at the cap video, which wasn't the Friday video. And I see that Kazuki posted the same comments on this video. At least the ones that I didn't go over. Basically, his comments here were the same as the comments from the Ramino video from Friday. I guess Kazuki realized that and just copy and pasted everything. Literally the same way too. In a way. Okay, I'm not, maybe not just a little bit more, but I'm just gonna like and heart it since it's practically the same besides the extra stuff. Oh my gosh, there's actually more than I thought. But sorry, Kazuki, I won't be going over that since it's pretty much the same as what you posted in the ones I went over. So anyways, with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys didn't make it this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Let me know how your guys' weekend were. What you guys did if you want to share, how your polls went if you decided to poll as much as Kazuki did, and if you're pulling or not for Epiphania. So, and if there's anything else you want to talk about or ask me, just leave it down in the comment section down below. As long as appropriate, I'll go over it. And then in tomorrow's video, I'll go over my weekend, I guess, since I didn't really talk about much besides me playing Genshin, which is probably the most of my weekend because I was trying to catch up with all the stuff I was behind. But if you guys haven't joined our Discord server, link is down in the description down below. And with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you once again. As always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.